and lashes. Lashes is a growing trend that I noticed. And sometimes people go overboard with the lashes. I'm sure that you've seen. Do you recommend individual lashes? Like how do lashes work? Do you recommend?
If I had to recommend, I wouldn't recommend any lashes.
Okay.
It's a time and place for things like that. So for going out, maybe you would do like a lash, or for an event you would do lashes, but you kind of want to try to enhance your own lashes so you don't have to wear lashes. So of course it looks good, it looks pleasant, but it's not for every day. So individual lashes, they're very harsh on your lashes sometimes. Like you can do clusters and do a light blue, that's not as like harsh to your lashes, but when you're doing like individuals with a really strong adhesive, it's so bad for your lashes. So I would just say try to like utilize tools like a growth system, vitamins to enhance your own lashes.
Yeah, is there like a mascara?
Yeah, they have like, my
favorite
favorite is the Lush Lash because it's only $48 and it's all natural and it like really like enhances your brows. You see growth 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and it's like one of the best things. You can use it on brows. So if you have growth, like brow fallout from like a bad waxing or like bad tweezing, perfect.
So do you prefer drugstore or name brand cosmetics?
I mean, I don't have anything against drugstore cosmetics, but you want to keep in mind quality is quantity. So you figure what you spend on a drugstore brand, I find you go through in like a month. So what you get from like an actual makeup store, it might last you anywhere from 6 months to 8 months to like a year. So what you're spending in that whole time frame, you go through. Sometimes it causes your face to break out. So I feel like you should kind of judge whether you want a better quality or you want to go for a drugstore brand, because they have the same things. It's just that they run out faster. It's not as good quality. So I don't have anything against drugstore brands, because if I was in dire need of makeup and I had to buy something from a drugstore that I couldn't afford from a big boutique or a big makeup store, I wouldn't. I would go to a drugstore. So I can't say I dislike them. I have some of my favorites from each.
Do you have, okay, so let's get into that. What are your favorites from like a drugstore for those women who can't afford, to buy the Max or Bare Essentials?
I like cleaning tools, so like makeup wipes and stuff. I would never spend a big, a large number on makeup wipes because you go through them like that. Believe it or not, I remove my makeup with baby wipes. So, but I just like your ins and out, maybe lashes, like a few, because you go through those. You can take them off, throw them away. If you're having a crazy night, you might wake up with one on your forehead and one in the garbage. So, yeah, I have my favorites from each one. Foundation, I definitely go to a makeup store for, because that's like your actual face and you want to break out. So
let's talk about
one of my favorite products from a drugstore is vitamins. There's nothing I can find inside of a big makeup store that I would use as far as like vitamins, but a drugstore has every vitamin in the world.
So foundation. So now I know MAC is a really big name, and people swear by MAC, like diehard MAC fans. But for me, I find that MAC's foundation is really heavy, and it comes on thick. Do you have any other alternatives, or just MAC is an overall brand? I know their lip gloss is really thick, and that's cool for lips because you want long-lasting color. But do you have any other alternative name brands that maybe don't want to slander MAC, but that might just be
that's exactly what I was gonna say. I don't discredit any brand. I mean, look how big they are, so you can't discredit them. But at the end of the day, there's so many options. And I feel like the reason why that brand is so big is because a lot of people feel like they don't have options, especially women of color. You see MAC and you see every color range, but you're kind of stuck in that frame and you're not looking outside of the box to what you have. You have your Bare Essentials. You have your Bare Essentials. You have your Makeup Forever. You have Bobbi Brown. You have Armani. Even Rock & Republic has their own makeup. So there's so many brands that you have that have a nice assortment of darker foundations for women. You don't have to stick in that frame.
Now lip color, you have a lavender, purple, what color you want to call it?
I don't know because I mix colors. So I'll just say is lilac. I guess that's something special.
With the bold lip color. let's take Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday. It looks great on her, and women of her complexion, it looks great on as well. But someone darker, it may not, you know, it looks a little bit scary at times, depending. So how would you choose? I'm sorry, I have to laugh. But, you know, what is your advice to women for choosing, you know, bold lip colors? If you want to do bold, like, do you go, you know, how do you pick your shades? Do you have any suggestions? Or does any color work for anyone? You just have to know how to apply it.
Any shade doesn't work for anyone.
Okay.
But I feel like if any shade doesn't work for anyone, but if you have the right confidence behind the color, no one can tell you it doesn't look good. That's one. Because I've seen girls of any complexion wear like maybe like a blue lipstick and it look perfectly fine for any assortment. You just have to kind of feel what goes with your undertone. And as I said, utilize your resources. You have so many things to go to on the internet to find out. You can test yourself on a dated, like if you don't know what your undertone is, you just take the inside of your arm and press down. And the color that shows, that's the color of your undertone. I have yellow. Majority of women do have a yellow undertone for like
See, I didn't have that technique. I'm sure a lot of our viewers didn't have that.
So I feel like it goes kind of like according with undertone. I feel like with nude, you can make your own nude lipstick and it be perfect for your shade. You take a little bit of your concealer, mix it with a gloss, and you have like a nude lipstick. So it's kind of like you want to go with your undertone when picking colors, I feel like, and kind of like, I don't want to say go according to complexion because sometimes a bright pink may be too bright on a lighter skin tone, and then sometimes it may be too much on a darker skin tone. So I don't necessarily say complexion, but kind of feel it out, and don't, as I say all the time, do not let your friends be the judge of your lip color because sometimes they don't know. And they will send you outside and you will look crazy. So don't take your friend's judgment either.
Do you have anyone whose judgment you should take? Like, I guess maybe if you're in like a Sephora, do you ask the girl with the makeup counter?
If you wanna start to experiment with colors, that's a fun day for you. Take yourself to a makeup store and sit down and try out different colors. And if you're testing out different colors, you can see what looks good and what doesn't look good. So make that a trip, a day, like if you're having a daytime with yourself, go into a makeup store, and if that's something that you want to do, try out different colors. Or if you want to be your own judge, pick up a few colors and take them home. I would say start off with maybe like a drugstore brand that has a different array of colors, and you play around with them, and then when you're ready to step into big colors, then you go for like your more higher price brands.
What is your personal favorite cosmetic line? I mean, I know the answer already, but
Urban Decay.
Why? So you got any, or your favorite, I guess, items that they have?
I love that brand for 2 reasons. Because for one, I like the assortment of colors, and when I first started with makeup, the first thing I got attracted to was color, and I feel like a lot of brands over time, they kind of like lose their way or lose what they're known for. And what I love most about it is that it's evolving as a brand. Like, it's 15 years old, but I feel like right now it's like booming so big. So as the times change, they're changing, and it just shows a lot about the brand. So that's what makes me connect to the brand and why I like it so much.
Okay. I read somewhere that it's not necessarily the makeup that you use, but the tools that you use that can, you know, make or break your look. Is that a myth? Is it true? A little bit of both?
It is true.
Okay.
Because you have the proper tools, it takes you like a long way. You use sponges, they're like horrible, streaky, so it's kind of like you invest in good tools, you get a better result. So that's not
the same with makeup, invest in better makeup, get better results. Okay, so summertime is here. And sweating is a lot of problems. Heat, always, you know. How do you avoid, I guess, with the makeup and your foundation without it looking too dewy? You know, some people want the summer glow, but at times that summer glow turns into you just looking, you know, really just moist. And your eyeliner runs, and just how do you avoid those summer issues with makeup? Do you have any tips that women can use?
You can use like, I wouldn't say, one thing I would say is, I see a lot of women with like a compact, like a powder compact, and it's an actual foundation versus a pressed powder. So I would say go with a translucent, like oil absorbing